Hi, in last video we have seen how we can add the go back, update and delete functionality. In this video we are going to see how we can add the accept functionality, like how we can accept this task, then how we can display this task in the my bucket, then how we can remove the task from that my bucket. This all functionality we are going to see in this particular video. So let's start. Go to the VS Code. And first of all, go to the task info.html page. So if you see here, we have a 3 URL for go back, update and delete functionality. So simply copy this one and paste here. And I want to use this one for the accept functionality. Let me change here. Accept functionality. Control S, then come here, let me refresh. Yeah, it's showing here. Then again, as usual, I want to use some different color. So go to the bootstrap, then in a button group, check for the other color. Let me check 1 second. Yeah, here we in buttons we have a different color option. So for example, for the accept, I want this success one, or not success one. Let's use some different color because we have already used this green one. So for example, I want this info. So come here, simply copy this class. Once again, copy this one, then go to the VS Code and here replace it. Control S, then come here in the browser. Let me refresh. Yeah. So we have accept functionality with the different color. So this is how we can add the button, but it is not a functional because you can see we have not created any URL for this accept functionality and we have not written any view. So let me remove this one, or let it be as it is. Like once we will create the URL for the accept functionality, I will add here that URL name. So first let's create the view. Go to the views.py file here and come down. Yeah. So here first we have to write the logic for the accept the any task. So simply copy this one and paste here. And let me modify it as per my requirement. So in place of delete, it should be accept. Then here also we need to change the name. Then as usual, like default parameter request and the primary key. Here also I'm using the primary key because see, if you want to accept any record, so based on ID only you have to accept. You are not going to accept all the tasks, correct? So because of that only I'm using the PK. Then again, if the request.user is authenticated, at that time only I want to perform the operation. Then again, from task I have taken one variable, then this is the model name, then dot object dot get, then fetch the ID based on the primary key. Then here we have to perform the operation. Like I don't want to perform delete operation. So what I want to perform, I want to accept the task. And one more thing, come here. When I'm clicking to accept the task, at that time, see right now the status of the task is the open. But what I want, when I'm going to click on the accept, the task of the status should be changed from open to in process. See, if nobody accepted, it means the status of the task is the open. But when anyone is going to be accept that task, after that the status of the task should be changed from open to in process. So this functionality I want first of all. So let's see how we can do. Come here. What I want here, I want to change the status of the task. So what is the column name we are using for the task status? So for example, you don't know what you can do, simply go to the models.py file and here you can check. See, task status is the column which is we are referring for the status of the task. Then come here, and this is the variable in which we have fetched the particular record, and after that what I want from this, for this particular record, I want to change the status of the task. And what status I want? So for example, I want in process, in process, in process. And I have did one mistake. Simply copy this one and go to the models.py file. And if you see, when we have created the choice like open, closed, reopen, expired, result, so at that time I forgot to add the in process status also. So you have to keep in mind and you have to add that one. So let me add that status also, in process. Control S. So you guys also have to make little bit changes. So keep in mind, in the models.py file, in the choice you have to add the in process status. Then Control S. Then come here in the views.py file. Yeah. So for this particular record, for the task status, I want to change as the in process. After that, we have to save. So we know what is the method to save the particular record. So that variable name dot save with round bracket. And after the saving, I want to display the meaningful message like task accepted. Task accepted successfully. And here you must have login to accept task. That's it. Let me check once again. Yeah, everything is fine. Then Control S. So we have created the view. Then next we have to create the URL. So come here, then at down. As I told you, if you want to accept any task, so based on ID only you have to accept the task. So simply copy this one because this is very similar to our requirement. Then come down. Then here we have to give the URL pattern. So for example, I'm giving accept task. Then again, I need this one because I want to accept the task based on the ID only. Then here also let me copy this one, and here also let me give this name. See, this is the URL pattern and this is the URL name. So here you can use different name and here also you can use different name. It is not compulsory you have to use the same thing at the both place, but just because for simplicity I'm using the same name. Then here we have to give the name of the view. Simply come here and copy the name of the view. Then come here, then paste here. That's it. So our URL is created, our function is created. Okay. Then we have to link this URL. We have to link this URL with the accept button. So in the task info, we have one accept button and here we have to link that URL. Simply paste the name of the URL. And this is as it is. Control S. Come here. So after clicking on accept, the status of the task should be changed to in process. Okay. Then come here. And if you remember, we have did one changes in the models.py file, like we have added this in process choice. So if you're doing any changes in the model, then you have to run that two magical command, python manage.py make migration and python manage.py migrate. So come here. open the command prompt, then Control C, then Python manage.py, make migration. Then actually here it's showing a delete model MyCare. For the testing purpose, I have created one model, so kindly ignore this one. You have to focus on these things. Okay, in the task status we have did changes, so that one is reflecting here, and you can ignore this one. As I told you, for the testing purpose I have did. After that we have one more command, migrate, then run server. Okay, then come here. Let me first refresh, then go to the home. For example, for task ID 10, I'm clicking on view. After clicking on view, I'm able to see the complete information. And for example, I'm clicking on accept. See, task accepted successfully. And after that, if you see, the status for the task ID 10 is changed to in process. Okay, let me do for the this task ID 11 also. Right now it's showing closed. For testing purpose, I have made these changes. So let me click here and let me accept. See, task status accepted successfully. This one also changed to in process. Let me do for the 13 one also. Click here, accept here, task accepted successfully. It means we are able to accept the task, and after accepting the task, the status of the task is going to be changed. See, right now it's showing in process, and if you are now going to click on view, see here also it's showing in process. Okay, so this is the functionality what I want to be add in this particular scenario. Then go back. Next, what I want to do, for example, we are able to accept the task, and after accepting the task, it is going to be change the status of the task. But after accepting the task, I want to display that task in my bucket. If you see, when we are doing any shopping and we are adding any item to our add to cart, so that things is displaying in our cart. Similar to this one also, here also I want to add one option here, my cart, and when I'm going to accept anything, so that particular task should be display in that particular my bucket or my task. So let me show you what I want to do. Come here, and 1 second. Here I want to add one MyCart option. So this thing is coming from the new bar. So go to the VS Code, then go to the new bar here. Then 1 second. Let me see whether I want to add. So for example, I want to add after home. So come here. Then where is the home? Yeah, here only. Simply copy this one and paste here, and in place of home give the name MyCart, Control S, then come here, let me refresh. Yeah, so whenever I'm going to be accept, that particular task should be displayed here when I'm going to click here. Right now it is the link to base page only, but we have to change this one. So let's see how we can do. It means when we are going to click on here, accept task, when we are going to click here, at that time, we have to store the related information in my cart model, and in my and after that we can fetch that related information, task related information from my cart model, and we can display in the my cart page. It means first we have to create one MyCart model. So what we can do, come here in the VS Code, then go to the models.py file, and here we have to create one model. So first let me add one comment, then give name MyCart model. Then we have to create one model where we can store the information of the task when we are going to click on the accept button. And for example, what kind of information I want to be stored. So for example, I want to be store username, like who is the person who has accepted that one. Then I want to store the information related to the task. Then I want to store the task count. So these three column I need. First, let me create class. Then class name, for example, MyCart. Then we have to inherit as usual. Simply copy this one and paste here. Then first field I want user equals to models dot and key. And we have to specify the model name, like with which model you want to create this relationship. So as we know, we are using the users model for the user related thing. So I'm going to use the user, and this model is nothing but this one. Then here I want to add one more dependency, like if the user is going to be deleted, then all the my cart record should also delete. So because of that, on delete it equals to model on delete equals to models dot cascade. See, the meaning of this line is, for example, after some time you are going to delete the user. So once the user is deleted, so I want to add dependency, like if the user is deleted, then all the my cart record also should be deleted. Because of that only I have added this line. Then come here. So this line will be used to store the user related information, like which user has accepted the task. Second thing, I want the task detail also. So what I can do, simply task equals to, then again models dot foreign key. Then here also, first I need to specify the along with which model I want to create the relationship. So we know task detail is present in this one. So simply copy this one and paste here. Then again, same dependency I want to add for this one also, comma, this one. Last one, it is not a compulsory, but for some logical, like it will help to make more professional. So because of that only I'm using the task count also equals to models dot integer field, and here I'm giving default equals to 1. So for all the tasks, it is going to be by default consider the one only, Control S. So we have created the model. So the next things what we have to do, after creating the model, the next step we have to add in the admin.py page. So come here. First of all, you have to import our newly created model. So this is our newly created model, which is MyCart. Then simply copy this one. Then come here, paste here, then change these things. For example, this one is MyCart admin. Then copy this one, then paste here. This is the naming convention I'm using. Then the same name you have to use here, and here you have to use the model name. So MyCart is the model name. Come here and paste here, and here you have to use the fields which is you want to be displayed there. So in my case, what fields I have, if you come here, I have 3 fields. Simply copy these things, then come to admin.py page and paste here, then take one by one from here and paste here, then task, then task count, task. Let me remove unwanted things. I don't want these things. And don't be confused for this ID. Each and every model have by default ID column. Let me remove these things. Yeah, Control S. And whatever things we are here, we are listing, all the things will be displayed in the admin page. So because of that only I have done these things. Control S. And this is nothing but the name of this one, and this is nothing but the name of the model which is we have created in the models.py file, this one. Okay, Control S. So we have created one model. So as usual, if we are creating any model or we are doing any changes in the model, we have to run that two command. So come here, migration, see, model, this one, MyCart model created. Then second command, which is migrate. Okay, then run server. So we have created the model and we have also executed that to magical command. Then come here. Yeah. So I know most of the people confused here. See what I have did. I'm repeating again. I have created foreign key, one to many relation between these particular models. Like my cart is the different table, user is the different table, task detail is the different table. So if you have any basic understanding of the SQL, in the SQL we have a foreign key and primary key. So that kind of functionality here I have added with this user, where this user variable I have linked this particular model, and for this one I have linked this particular model, and this is a ordinary field. Control S. So the next what I want to do, if you come in the views.py file, right now here we are simply saving the details in the task database, sorry, task datas, which is nothing but the task details only. But I want to save the data in the MyCart also. And why I want to save the data in the MyCart? Like I want to store the data in the MyCart, and I can use that state and that data to fetch the all the cart record or cart task to display for particular users bucket in the particular users bucket. So don't be confused. We will do one by one. So first of all, take your this one, what we can say, a model name. Then you have to take the fields whatever you have in the model. So if you remember, we have first field users equals to, then here you have to specify the fields which is you want to map for this particular variable or column name. So right now, for example, I don't have, so comma, then second column what we have, if you come here, the second column we have a task, simply copy this one and come here and paste equals to, then here you have to map the record. So anyhow, this particular line going to be provide the particular task record. So simply copy this one and map this one here. Then dot save. Save is the method to save the data, but we have not provided the data for this user. So if you remember, come here, I'm taking one variable, current user. You can give any variable. So I'm giving user only. User equals to request dot user. Request dot user. See here you can give any variable. I have taken user only to avoid the confusion, or you can give the current user. Let me give current user. Current user means the user who have logged in that particular session. So simply copy this one and paste here. Control S. Okay. So from here we are going to get the current user, and from here we are going to get the particular task record. So and if you remember, first let me do Control S, and if you remember, come here. For task count, by default I have given one only, so no need to provide anything for this one. Then come here, let me check, and first of all let me show you the admin page, otherwise you will get confused. Come to the admin, then log in with the admin user. Then see, it's showing here that my cards, which is we have created the model here, this one. Okay, so displaying here, then click here. Right now we don't have any record, we have not added any data. So come here, sorry, one second, go to the login page, then log in with any user. So if you remember, I have created one user. Yeah, you have logged in successfully, all things are working. Then right now this is the closed, it's showing. Then come here, view, then here also it's showing closed. Then click me accept. My cart is not defined, where in the views.py line number 173 I forgot to import this one, and I'm always repeating that things, but I only forgot. See, if you are going to use anything which is present in the different files, so we have to import that things before going to use. So come here, comma. See why I'm importing here, because it is related to the model. So come here, model, then simply copy this name, and then come to the view, then paste here, Control S. Let me check for admin whether we have did or not. Yeah, we have did, no issue. Then come here, let me refresh. Task accepted successfully, and the status also changed to in process. And here also you can see it's showing in process. But after accepting, it should automatically redirect to this page. Right now we have not implemented MyCart page, so just assume we have implemented a MyCart page. So after clicking on accept, the task automatically redirect to the MyCart, and that things we have to show there. But right now we have not implemented. No issue. Let me show in the admin. Come here, then log in with the admin user. Then again admin. Yeah, then click on MyCart. See the record it showing. So this Durgesh and this task detail is showing, and this is by default we have. So this Durgesh is coming. Let me show you from where. If you come here in the views.py file, see I only logged in. So this particular line, let me show you. One second. This particular line going to be provide the username which is logged in at that particular time. If you want proof, I can give you. One second. Print. Then if I'm going to print this one, then it should be print my user ID, because I have logged in with the Durgesh only. So let me show you. Right now here it's not showing anything. Then come here, then go to the login page. Then let me log in with Durgesh. Then this one. Then click on login. Then see, it is already in process when I'm clicking on view. So in future, I'm going to add the functionality, like once we have accepted the task, then the task button will not display. Right now, I have not added that condition, because of that only it's showing. So not a problem. So click on accept. We have accepted task successfully. Then come here. It's here. User printing Durgesh. So that only I have a map with this one, and these details I have mapped here. Okay. Now it means we are able to save the data in the MyCart model, and that only I have shown you here. If you remember, I have shown you in the admin page. Let me show you again. Come here, admin, then password also admin. And in the you guys don't know how to create the admin user. So let me tell you, there is a one command, python manage.py create super user. This is the command to create the admin user or super user. See, if you click here, we have 2 records. Okay. Now the next things what we have to do, we have to fetch this data in MyCart page and display there based on user. Why I'm saying based on user? See, if the Durgesh is logged in, and if he's going to click on the MyCart, so only the task which is accepted by the Durgesh you have to show. Okay, you no need to show others data. Let me show you what I'm saying. One second. See, when user is going to click on my cart, so you have to only the display the all the task which is accepted by that particular user. Other user you no need to show. Okay, so that things also we need to do. So anyhow, we want to display the data in the my cart. It means we have a data in the model. The simply what we have to do, we have to fetch from the model. So we know how to fetch the data from the model. So let me show you. Come here. Then if you see, this is the syntax to fetch the data from the model. So simply copy this one. Then come here. Then paste here. Let me modify this one only. So this is like show, or you can give my cart. My cart. Okay, my cart. And here also I'm giving same only. My cart. And I don't want any primary key, because in my cart I want to display all the tasks which is accepted by me. I'm not going to fetch one by one with the ID. No, I want to display all the tasks which is accepted by particular user. So because of that only, I don't need the primary key. Then same thing, if the request.user is authenticated, this line as usual, then same again, same variable, then same. But now I want to fetch the data from the my cart. I don't want to fetch from the task detail. It is a different model, and I have created different model. Simply copy this one, then come here, then paste here. So from my cart, I want to fetch the object, but I don't want to fetch the object by ID. So simply remove this one. And one more thing, I don't want to see in the my cart table, we have all the tasks which is accepted by different user, but I want to fetch only the task from the my cart which is accepted by particular user, like the user who have logged in. I want to display that record only. So before going to write this line, we have to add one more line. Which one? See this line as it is. Simply copy this one. This line is going to be give the current user which is logged in at that particular time. Simply, then here we have to add the filter, and in the filter what we have to do, we have to filter based on the user. So in the my cart, if you remember, come here in the my cart, for the user I have a user column. Simply copy this one, equals to which user related task you want to fetch. So I want to fetch the person who has logged in at that particular session. So this one. Okay. So what is going to be do, from mycart.object filter all the users which is equals to current user. Okay. Then come here. Then again, I don't want this one. I want to render to particular HTML page. So what is the logic? So simply copy this one. Let me show you. Return render, that one. Are you seeing anywhere? Yeah, this one. Simply copy this one. Then come here. See, I can write this code, not a problem, but you have to build the, like, you have to make habit to use the code. Simply what is we have already written. No need to write from scratch again and again. So return render by default request parameter. Then here we have to specify the page name. So for example, I'm giving MyCart .html page. Okay. And what I want to send there, simply copy this one and paste here and here also. That's it. So this is the things which is I want to render to this particular page. Control S. Then here we have to change the message, when it is going to be my, for example, I don't want to display any message. Comment. And this one also I don't want. Let me remove this one. Okay. So return render request mycart.html page. And here same thing, not a problem. To here we need to change little bit login to view. MyCart. Okay, Control S. Here you can use the any different variable if you want. I use the task data as usual. So if you want, you can change. Let me change, for example, card. Give some meaningful name. So this one, this one. If you're not going to change, then also you are not going to get any errors. Not a problem, but just because for meaningful name, I have changed it. Okay. Then we have to create this HTML page. Simply copy this one and come to templates, then right click, then new file, then paste. Then again, and as usual, we have to inherit the base.html page, copy any page simply, then come here in MyCart, simply paste. Let me remove unwanted things. So for example, I don't want this forget things. Okay. And yeah, good only. Then for example, here also I want to change. So for example, I'm giving name MyCart. My card. Control S. Okay. And in place of form, what I want to fetch. So simply copy this one card and come here and paste here. And I don't want any form. Let me remove these things also. Let me remove this one also. If required, we will add. Not a problem. Control S. Then come here. We have to link. We have to create the URL also for this one. So go to the VS Code, then go to the urls.py file, and here we have to create one URL. So simply copy this one. Let me paste here. Let me modify it as per our requirement. So basically we are doing the same thing. Only the things we are changing the name. That's it. Not a big things we are doing. Simply copy this view name. Then come to the urls.py file. Then paste here. Then here you can give the meaning. And I don't require any these things. Then here you can give any meaningful pattern. For example, I'm giving MyCart. Simply copy this one. I'm giving the name also same thing. Control S. Simply copy these things. Then go to the navbar. Why we are going to the navbar page? Because we have created one thing there. Yeah. Simply here in MyCart you have to paste this one. Control S. Okay. Then come here. Then let me refresh. Then click on MyCart. Here we are getting error. Function object has no attribute objects. We are getting one error. Come here in the views.py file. 1 second. Where is the views.py file? Yeah. See, again we have did one mistake, which is we have did previously. We are using the same the function name and we are using the same model name. So no, it is not correct thing. So MyCarts give S here, Control S. Then same thing we need to change here also. Control S, then come here, then let me refresh. Yeah, see, in MyCart data is showing, but it is not displaying in the proper format. So what we can do? So if you remember, come here in the VS Code, go to this one task info page. I want to display in this format. So what you can do, simply copy this entire code and go to the MyCart HTML page and simply paste here. And I don't want these things, so let me remove. And if you see, I have kept this one, what we can say, go back page, go back URL. I will tell you why I have taken this one. And one more thing, all the data from the views we are sending in the cart. So copy this cart and come here